Man, I'll be the first to admit I live right next to New York, and I really wasn't paying attention to the migrant crisis until about last year. Things have gotten real crazy. This is an interview with Eric Adams, and he's talking about crime in New York. He's talking about the step up in patrol they had to do in Central Park.
Well, Mr. Mayor, can you just kind of explain something to us? Because you were on this show with Bianca and I a few months ago when women were randomly getting attacked in Central Park. Yet we saw a massive show of force today. I mean, why does crime have to get so bad before there's a major response? I mean, why not a couple months ago? Why is it always feeling like it's damage control?
No, to the contrary. As I shared with you, we had a 40% increase in crime when we took office. And I gave you the stats on how well this city is doing. Always want to do more when it comes down to these random acts of violence. But I also want to be clear with New Yorkers. We don't have the police personnel that we've had years ago. We're struggling to fill academy classes. We're struggling with our correction officers. We have code red there. We're struggling even with district attorneys.
We got to be honest. I mean, we had the whole defund the police movement that's been going on, but on top of that, New York is just too expensive to live in. Cops don't really get paid enough. The crime has gotten out of control in the sense that, you know, a lot of the crimes that are below a certain dollar amount don't really get prosecuted. So police are running around chasing their tail, arresting people just for them to get right back out. So you got mad smash and grabs. There was a report that came out, I think, 2 years ago that New York lost a lot of police personnel to Florida. A lot of them just moved south and got out of the city. It's become a city that just isn't a great place to become a police officer. I mean, like it or not.
Because we're talking about someone like Daniel Martinez, an illegal Venezuelan who has gang ties, arrested 22 times, 22 crimes in 6 months, has never been deported. What happens then? Because you're arresting these people, but obviously it's not preventing them from committing more crimes.
I'm so glad you're saying that because you have joined the choir. I've been singing this song for some time, and I actually wrote the song. When you look at who assassinated and killed one of our officers out in Rockaway. Jonathan was shot by someone that was arrested over 20 times. Here you have a person that illegally came into our country, committed a sexual assault act, was released and came back and did it again. I am clear that we need to look at our laws that allow a person not to be turned over to ICE after they serve their time for a violent felon. I don't believe we should be allowing them to be a safe haven and continue to prey on innocent New Yorkers.
You know, the whole issue of what he just said about that Daniel Martinez guy, you have somebody that committed over 22 crimes in 6 months. Come on. And then at the end of the day, he keeps getting released. He's able to commit these crimes again. So we got migrants out there raping people, robbing people, and they're not dealt with the same way as a normal U.S. citizen. He would be on Rikers right now. This is a real problem. And the Democrats, this is a Democrat-run city, New York is. Democrats, obviously Kamala Harris, Waltz, they're running to be president. A lot of the migrant issues happened under this administration, like it or not.
Let me ask you a question, though, because the migrant crisis is now costing the city almost $5 billion. This is according to city stats. When you look at what we're spending on New Yorkers who need affordable housing, that's $2 billion. So right now we are not prioritizing New Yorkers who live here and need homes. We're prioritizing illegal migrants.
I'm not prioritizing migrants over New Yorkers, and I think that's a myth that needs to be dispelled. Migrants are living in tents with outside facilities. We have broke records on the amount of affordable housing we built for New Yorkers and invested $26 billion. No other administration has done that before. I can't stop buses coming in. Federal law doesn't allow me to do that. City law tells me I have to feed them 3 meals a day, house them, educate 40,000 children. City law also states that I cannot have them removed when they commit a crime. I can't break the law to fulfill the law. We need to look at these laws.
Look at that. He said city law requires him to feed them 3 meals a day, educate all these children, and give them right to shelter. And of course, federal law says he can't turn buses around.
You're heading to the DNC next week to talk about immigration. I mean, this is an issue that VP Harris is not so hot on. What's your message going to be?
Well, the message to the DNC is more than just immigration. The things that are facing Americans in New York is affordability and public safety. Those are two huge issues.
It's going to be difficult because the actual problems that he's facing in his city, that he's the mayor of, it's based on the policies of his party. It's the policies of the Democrat Party that's allowed all these people to come in. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a tough thing because I don't know how you can talk about securing the borders, but they don't do anything about it. Nothing's going to change and more people are going to come in. On top of that, those millions of people that are in the country now, I don't know how you provide all of them resources and make the city affordable and all those things. I don't know how you do that financially. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments.